Hey everyone, it's Spurs Rail 96 here. Welcome to another Train Sim Mode free live stream. Hope you're all doing well. Today, or tonight, or this morning, or this afternoon, whatever time you're watching this, be it live or on playback, we're going to be taking a look at the DB-BR363 diesel shunter, which is a loco add-on for Sig Nord. So let's get into this shunting extravaganza. So you've got 4 different types of operations you can conduct across the route, and that is logs, at the logging facility near Hagen, the cement plant, some shunting at a steel yard near Hohenlimburg, and uniquely some passenger coaches at Hagen Yard. I think we will do some logs first. Let's do this one, these two here. We'll start with the first one where we have to bring log wagons, out of the logging sidings into Boole Yard to clear space for the next shipment. So let's get rocking and rolling. Hey Jason, nice to see you, hope you're well. No, not tea and chocolates this time, I'm afraid. It's hot chocolate and some homemade biscuits. That is what I have for today. Super Rail, say nice to see you, hope you're well. Okay, I think it's going to be in the pouring rain, this one. No, it's not. In dry conditions, let's just turn motion blur on, put the brakes on for a second. Put the lights on. I think I'm all set, ready to go. Do we have to check any points? We do indeed. That's fine. That's fine as well. Go, go, go. Now what's unique about the log facilities here is that in order to get logs from the yard to this classification yard here is that you have to cross the main line. So occasionally you will have to stop and wait, let some passenger or freight trains come by, as they have priority. Going way too fast. So that's quite a unique thing. It's nice as well that you can do some shunting at various different parts of the map. So you've got Hagen Freight Yard here for the coaches, you've got the log facilities here. Further down, is it here? I think it is. Yeah, here you've got... is it there actually? I'm starting to question if that is right actually. Let me just check. It might be there actually. That is where the cement plant is. I think that must be the steel facilities. But of course it's quite a big map, so I might be wrong. It has been a very long time since I've been on Sig Nord. It's not a bad shot. I don't think Greta Thunberg will like yeah, the site of this facility. Right, let's couple up to the empty log wagons. we are. How far do we need to go? Oh, all the way down. Okay, that's alright. Oh, a bit of wheel spin. Just wait for the brakes to charge. Super rails, I like this route. I don't have all of the routes in this game nor Tiers 2 before, but I would if I didn't like other games, so fair enough. Yeah, Routes Ignored isn't a bad route, especially with its 2 loco add-ons, the 363 in particular. I think adds so much more to the local industry. I mean, Routes Ignored is predominantly a freight route, but there is some passenger workings in there as well. What's great is that the Routes Ignored route and the 363 are cheaper than the newer loco add-ons, or certainly the newer routes that have been released for, you know, Train Sim World 3 and 4. So yeah, if you pick up this DLC or the route itself on a discount, I think that's it will be well worth your money, I think. Alright, so we're crossing the main line and then to the Bull Yard, or Bowl Yard, however you say it correctly. Once we've done some shunting with the logs, I think we will then focus on the cement. Jason, I think I'll drive your chopper tomorrow. Yes, for class 20. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was great. What a catch that was. It's not every day you see a pair of 20s on the out and about on the main line, so to speak, or anywhere other than a heritage railway. Yeah, 363 does look good, Jason, 100%. You get a one in the blue livery, and one in, well, this one is in the red livery. Alright, just got to focus here, get the braking point right. Ooh, locked up, that's not good. Let's try that again, shall we? Oh, brake, 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 brake. Oh, just is enough. Right, let's uncouple the wagons. There we go. Right, we need to head up to the red signal, and then I imagine we'll end up going back to the actually no, there's some loaded logs over there. Actually, we might have to couple to them and reverse them into the plant. Yeah, unless they've been ready to take away, maybe, I don't know. We'll find out, won't we? I know there's some other there's 2 sets of wagons over there in the facility, so I'm not sure if we have to collect them, or maybe collect both the loaded logs and those 2 sets of wagons at the log facility. Alright, we just passed the signal. Reduce the speed, reduce the speed. A little bit more. And on the brakes. Right. Okay, it's unusual. I wonder why we have to stop there. I pressed the wrong button. My fault. Me being clumsy. What I love is the weathering all over the shunter, so it's not like brand spanking new and clean and tidy, you know, it's well used. We're going way too fast. Super Rails, don't get me started on that girl, honestly. Do something else with life instead of going on TV saying you're ruining my life. You're not. Oh, right, I see who you mean. I didn't know who you meant at first. Super Rail, I like your username, Spurs Rail, honestly, it's good to see you. Haha, yeah. Well, I mean, what a brilliant game that was on last night at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. That has made my weekend, that has. I was thoroughly satisfied with that win against Liverpool. I couldn't care if it was, you know, due to referees or VAR not having a good day, but as long as we win, I couldn't care. Especially against Liverpool, which haven't beaten them for years. I think the last time we beat them was what? I don't know. It was when Pochettino was around, I think. So, yeah, nice to beat them. Alright, we've been given clearance into the lumber plant, and indeed we do have to collect those, or one of the set of presume empty log wagons. We'll see. So let's cross the main line quickly. Don't know why I keep leaving my phone's battery on low power mode. Every time I want to look at the chat, the phone always switches off. Jason, thinking of getting the G6. Oh, the grey and green shunter. Oh, yeah, definitely get that. That is a masterpiece. That is, albeit in its current state, it's not brilliant. There's a couple of services that are broken due to this signalling issues, and the tail lights are broken. But other than that, it is a marvellous machine. Very well built. And you can use it on other routes, not just Rhine-Austin, which is what you need that route for the G6 to operate. Jason, do you have the Glossop line? If so, is it any good? No, I do not have the Glossop line. Jason, it was tempting to pick it up at first because of how cheap it is. Certainly cheaper than certainly the more recent Train Sim World routes of late. But I don't know, I just don't think it interested me very much. It was 17 miles, isn't it, from the centre of Manchester to Glossop. At a 323, class 323, which I don't mind. I personally quite like the 323. But no, I don't know. I don't think it was. It didn't. The route just didn't interest me as much. When it's on the discount next time, I'll probably pick it up. But I haven't got it at the moment. Oh, sugar. Hopefully we weren't meant to couple up to those wagons because I missed the stop marker. Whoops. I was too busy chatting away and coupling up to the wagons. I may have made a mistake here. Well, let's just go to the red marker and see what happens, eh? Okay, let's head to Bull Yard. Take these empty wagons out of the lumber plant. Jason, what's the name of the other little German shunter? I've literally forgotten. German shunter. That'll be the 204. If that's what you mean. It's a great model, the 204. Wonderful locomotive. Sounds great, feels great, looks good inside and out. Unfortunately, it's just not enough to do in it, really. What has he got? 7 services on Mainspeiserbahn? It really is badly underused. It needs to be substituted onto more German timetables to get more use out of it. I think there was for a time where earlier in the year Rivet Games let the 204 loose, so to speak, on some German routes like Hamburg-Lübeck, Hauptstrecke Rheinruhr, I think Curl-Aachen as well, but for some reason Rivet Games have taken those options away, so unfortunately the 204 is relegated to Mainspeiserbahn, which is a bit unfortunate. Now of course you can use it on the scenario planner or that new free roam mode in Train Sim Mod 4, but yeah, just to be included in, you know, the timetable, other timetables as standard, I think, yeah, it's a little bit disappointing. So, as much as I love the 204, I just can't recommend it because, yeah, 7 services it had. The 7 services it has, I think it could take you, what, a couple of hours? And that's it. You're all done then. Alright, we're going up to the right up to the end of the yard, and then we're going to couple the set of wagons we've got to probably the previous set I took out of the lumber plant. Them on the right there. Super Rose, I have the gloss supply, and honestly it's okay, just basic, really, not the best but not the worst in my opinion. I think that's a fair assumption there. In the middle, isn't it? It's kind of good, but you know, it's kind of bad as well because the route hasn't got a lot to offer. I mean, it's 17 miles, so it's only, what, 3 miles longer than the Bakerloo line, but the Bakerloo line obviously has, I'd say now that it's had its upgraded timetable, it has so much more you can do with that Bakerloo line. I mean, the timetable itself, I think I think it's doubled in services since it came out. I think it had 200 services. Now it's got over 600 odd, or nearly 700. Oh, we're going a little bit too far here. Oopsie daisy. Yeah, I think I'll get the Glossop line. Or when it's on a discount, I'll pick it up. But from what I've heard, the Glossop line is a nice little route. I mean, from the screenshots I've seen and the sugar, gotta give clearance to proceed. There we are. Coolly cool. Yeah, but from what I've heard and what I've seen, scenery-wise, the Glossop line actually isn't too bad. So, but it seems that the last two Dovetail routes that they released for Train Sim World 3, the Peak Forest Railway, which I have, and the Glossop line, scenery-wise, it seemed Dovetail stepped up their game. Will that trend continue? I do not know. I do not have a Train Sim World 4. I don't plan to pick it up until it reaches a price that I deem acceptable. And actually, funny enough, I did take a little peek at Train Sim World 4 on the PlayStation Store. And ironically, you can buy the game with one of the free core routes. So if you want just the East Coast Main Line, you can buy that. And I think it's like 10 quid cheaper than the standard edition. So, it is tempting me. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't have known that at first had I not checked the PlayStation Store, because Dovetail didn't advertise it at all. They didn't say it on their streams in the build-up to the game, on their website, or on the Steam store, none of that. So, and what's more ironic is that the regional editions of the game that you can buy for, I think it's $29.99 in the UK, it's right down the very bottom of the DLC page for Train Sim World 4, so, which is, I think, deliberate. They don't want you to find that out. They want you to buy the standard edition or the deluxe edition, because obviously, you know, it's more money for them. So that's quite a bit naughty from Dovetail, you know, the fact they've hidden them right under the God knows how many DLCs this game has now in the DLC list. So it is tempting, I must be honest. I'm tempted to get the East Coast Main Line separately. I must confess. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so we do have to couple up to those wagons. Straight ahead. Out of all the shunters you've operated on Train Sim World, what is your absolute favourite? Jason asks. Absolute favourite? Oh my god, that's a tough one, that. I do like the G6, must admit. And I do like the Amtrak shunter on Northeast Corridor, New York. I think my favourite's got to be... I don't know. The Caltrain shunter is something I've always liked since it came to the Peninsula Corridor route. Oh my god, we're going to crash here, so let's get prepared to couple up. Brilliant. Did I couple that up? I did. Wow, thought we were going to crash. And derail, and then the stream would be in flames then. Yeah, I think I think the favourite, crikey, that's a really tough one. Too close to call for me, I think. Between the G6 and the Caltrain shunter. I do like the 363s. Don't get me wrong. I just like the G6s and the Caltrain shunters more. What's your favourite, Jason? Do you have a favourite? Just noticed what time in the morning this service is taking place. Very early in the day. 6:13 in the AM. Jason likes the 08. Oh yeah, the Class 08. I forgot about that one. And the DBR 363. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, the Gronk isn't bad. Gotta love a good old Gronk. Damn, break too early. Jason, what about a Sentinel shunter on Train Sim World? A Sentinel would be wonderful. I'm surprised I haven't got a Sentinel shunter, to be honest with you. Especially in like the old school, like British Railways, you know, the UK routes that set back in time, like, you know, 1950s or 80s or maybe 70s. I'm surprised I haven't got a Sentinel shunter, to be honest. Same goes for a Deltic. I thought we'd have one by now. Unfortunately not. Hey Banana Craft, nice to see you, hope you're well. That's alright, no problem. Monday's always busy. Monday was busy. It was busy Monday. Today's Sunday. I was going to say, Monday isn't till tomorrow. Maybe to think twice there. Super Rails, I guess I'll take Liam's jokes. Okay, fair enough. I find the Disney and Dovetail Games, Walt Disney, nice jokes funny, and the emails he writes are good. And true, the jokes about Tottenham just funny. Yeah, I wonder where he is tonight. I think he said he was at some sort of event, wasn't he? Some car demolition event. In Norwich or wherever it is, near Norwich or Cambridge. I think it was like a grand final or something of like the local championships that he was a part of. Right, we have to wait. Indeed, we will have to wait for the main line to be clear before we can access the lumber plant. Seems to have a train, freight train in fact, that's just about to pass through. Wrong camera. That's it. No, I'm using the wrong button. Thank you. I'll just park the camera here for a minute. I'll have a sip of hot chocolate. Warship would be good, banana craft. Oh, lovely. Oh, fantastic. Right, save usual YouTube shenanigans at this point. If you'd enjoyed the stream, then make sure to hit the thumbs up button below, and if you are watching for the first time, be it live or on playback, then I'd really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. I've also started up a channel membership for the first time. It's very new to me, so I'm still learning how it all works. So what I've set up so far for the channel memberships is a bit basic. So the more I have a little dive into what you can do with the channel memberships, and tiers, and what you get for those tiers, etc., and I'll refine it more. But I made the channel membership just before the weekend, so if you want to check it out now, then feel free to do so. All you need to do is head to my channel, and then hit, I think it's a join button now, and it will give you, I presume, a range of options. So that was a steel train that's just come by. Ah, lovely. Most of TSW, you look at, all the DLC is German. Well, to be fair, most of the German DLCs are pretty good. Dovetail do a very good job of it. Well, mostly a good job. Risk Ignored is one of them. Can we not go yet? No? Okay, fair enough. Thought we could go then. Nope. Wait, we must. Yeah, but Dovetail and, of course, Train Sim Germany, they've seemed to do a reasonable job on the German DLCs, or routes that are that run alongside the German routes, like Rivet Games' route from Switzerland, or the route from Austria, etc. So I think the German content has always been a step up, certainly from North American content, unfortunately. Ah, passenger train's coming by now. Okay. That's an express. Right, should be clear to go. Alright, just check the points. Should be good. Couple up to those, I think they're Raelian wagons. That's in the siding down there. Ah, Liam is here. Hey, how are you? I'm just wondering where you were. Welcome. Hope you're well. Super Rails was having to take your position of being the facts man and the joke man and all that stuff. The joker of the pack, so to speak. Oh, close. Thought we derailed then. Right, let's go forward and then let's put the reverse the throttle to maximum. Maybe not. Don't want to over torque the engine. Come on. That's it, off we go. Come on. Nice. Alright. Back to Bull Yard we go. Well, Liam, I forgot to say another Tottenham fan. This can't be happening, I'm afraid so. It's happening, my friend. They're taking over. Banana Craft here, they do a good job on German stuff. If they let everything else go downhill, like UK routes and US routes. Well, UK routes to some degree, they do a reasonable job. I mean, they'd have to, wouldn't they? It's on, you know, it's their homeland. So they have done some decent routes in the UK for Train Sim World. Cathcart Circle, my beloved Northern Transpennine. Tees Valley was quite good. Brighton Mainline, no question about that with its timetable. Route itself, maybe not so much, but timetable was excellent, no question about that. Southeastern High Speed, my personal favourite UK modern UK route in the game, and I think it's Dovetail's local route, if I'm not mistaken. Peak Forest, no problem with that. They did a surprisingly good job with the route. Glossopline, I don't know, I haven't got it, but apparently it's okay for what it is. But there are some routes that aren't very good. It's hard for me to stomach this, but Great Western Express, even though I like it so much because it's, you know, it's my local route, I think they could have done a bit more with it, maybe be a bit more adventurous, take more risk, because Great Western Express obviously was one of the very first routes in Train Sim World, and they made the route at a time where electrification was happening to the GWR. It would have been nice to have seen them extend the route a little bit more, like maybe go to Bristol or something like that, or I don't know, Swindon maybe, just to give the HST a bit more of a chance to stretch its legs, so to speak. Because I think the route is 35 miles, isn't it, from Reading to London Paddington? But you know, but the HST, it's over very, very quickly. John the painter. That's a nice name. Hey, how are you? Hope you're well. I see TSW4 has so many bugs already and broken stuff, which was fine in TSW3. Dovetail really needs to change their business practices. Well, I don't have Train Sim 4, so I don't know if there are any. Well, there is bound to be bugs in any new game. Unfortunately, these days, that's video games. I'm afraid in the 21st century. Within the first week or two, there's always bound to be a bug here and there that's going to ruin the experience. But yeah, I mean, as far as Dovetail's business practices go, it's no secret. I've been quite vocal about it for quite a long time. And I do think it is time they. I don't think changing their business practices. I think changing the price, as much as I'd love to see that, that's not going to happen. It's as simple as that. Dovetail is not going to budge when it comes to their prices for their routes or loco add-ons. They've raised the price a year ago. They're going to stick to that. They're not going to go back to their old ways, unfortunately. I think what would be nice is if, I know this sounds a bit strange, but it would be nice if we didn't have as many DLCs this time. Because when I started first playing Train Sim World, what was it, 2018? I think that was like during the heyday for me personally of Train Sim World, because Dovetail took time to make things. I could give you one example. For example, Transpennine, one of my favourite routes for Train Sim World, that released in December. I think a day after my birthday, actually. Just before Christmas in 2018. And then the next route they released was in, I think it was like March. So March? I think it was March, April time, something like that. So, they spent those 2, maybe 3 months, just patching the game up, slowly improving the experience, the user interface, and I suppose that the pillars, the founding pillars of Train Sim. I wish Dovetail would go back to that, because before, I'd say, Train Sim World 3, I think Dovetail never released the DLC in like January, February time for Train Sim World. But now, for the last, I think it's 2 Januaries on the trot, they've always released the DLC. So that is as clear as an indication you're going to get as to. We've got way too far, haven't we? What are we doing? I'm too busy talking. Hang on a minute, let me just focus a minute. I'm all at sea here. You can tell I'm going to be a crap driver for Deutsche Bahn. I just blab and I just completely lose track of where I am, where am I going, what I'm doing. Goodness me, I do apologise. Yeah, anyway, let's just change the camera a minute. But I think Dovetail need to go back to those kind of days where they didn't release as many DLCs. I think that would be a welcome change. It would be nice from a money perspective as well, because you aren't constantly forking out 30, maybe even 40 quid a month on a DLC. So I wouldn't mind having more loco add-ons though. That I would welcome. Not the loco, like stupid loco packs where they're the same locos we've had in previous routes, just with a coat of paint and some new scenarios. They're just money. They're just quick, stupid little cash grabs. I'm on about proper loco add-ons, like your Class 700s or the Amtrak Acelo or the Vectron or the Flying Scotsman. Proper new loco add-ons. We need an absolute ton of them in routes of Train Sim World, not just 3 but 2 as well. Oh, blimey, what routes could I mention? Cathcart Circle could do with one. Clinchfield Railroad undoubtedly needs one. London to Brighton, New York Harlem line. I like, New York Trenton, and another New Jersey Transit locomotive like the 40. Is it 6 or 45? I can't remember which one we've got in the game. I think it's the 46 we need. Upon many others. So, I think we need less routes overall. Maybe some more loco add-ons, because it will improve the overall experience on routes of the past. It also give reason. We're about to hit a signal. But also give a very good reason for Dovetail to upgrade the old routes, because Dovetail only seemed to upgrade the old Train Sim World like 2 and 1 routes with the new sky tech and lighting only when a new loco add-on or a stupid livery pack has come into that particular route. So yeah, it would be nice if we had less content for a change. Because then, give Dovetail a chance to fix the game, fix these stupid little bugs that's been lingering around routes for God knows how long. The main menu itself, the user interface, I love the new user interface, no question. I love the musical soundtrack, but the main menu, or the user interface in Train Sim World 3 has been littered with some issues, missing locos from timetables, text of or text descriptions of services, the locomotives themselves not being present in the timetable, etc. I think those have been fixed for Train Sim World 4, but I think a lot more work needs to be done before they release any new content. Because the problem is they're just going to keep adding loads and loads of new content and just forgetting to fix the ones they've released before, even like ones they've released not too long ago. So heck. But when I do get Train Sim World 4, the first port of call for me will undoubtedly be via East Coast Main Line. I hope that is a decent route with what Dovetail's got to work with. So obviously it's not the section I would have wanted. I don't think anyone would have wanted that section. It's not to cause offence here, but it's probably the most boring section of the East Coast Main Line that Dovetail's picked. Why not have done, I don't know, Edinburgh to, I don't know, Newcastle or something, that would have been good, or Newcastle to York even, I don't know, or Leeds, or, something like that. Something with a commuter aspect to it. I think that would have brought the route to life, not just visually, but, gameplay wise as well. So much more things to do. That's why I would have wanted the London to Peterborough route, but obviously, Dovetail put that in the it's too hard category to make. I mean, I'm not a technician. I mean, I'm not a person that is working in the video game industry. No doubt that making these routes is difficult and challenging. Obviously, requires a lot of talented people. But I think there's no question. I think Dovetail could quite easily have made that London to Peterborough route, even if the scenery was a bit crap. I would have accepted it because of the gameplay perspective. I reckon it could have been very good, especially with that Thames Link 700 being laid in. That would have been quite spectacular, from a timetable perspective and scenario as well. So yeah, as far as DLCs go, I'm planning to get the the gloss-up line first. That's certainly the next target for me. Have a little play on that, and then when Train Sim Mod 4 is hopefully patched up a bit better and is on a far more stable footing, I may pick it up then, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Just fixing bugs doesn't mean it's going to be completely squeaky clean, does it? It's probably guaranteed to bring new bugs as well as fix them. So, yeah, we'll see. What I have heard that is a positive is that the ScotRail Express has recently been patched up and improved. So I might actually think of getting that. Quite keen to see what the Class 385 is like to drive. I know the sounds aren't accurate. I think Rivet was planning to go on a recording trip to a depot near where Rivet Games' headquarters are based and get access to a 385, but obviously it's not as easy as it sounds. I haven't heard anything since then from Rivet regarding 385 recordings. As far as new sounds go, I think Skyhook Games actually improved the audio again on the 187, which is nice because I quite like the 187. The sounds aren't brilliant, but as a model, very, very nice. I'll take a look at the chat in a second, I promise. Where are we going? I'm going to stop there. I think our work is done. How long has this taken? It's really taken 53 minutes. No, it can't have taken that long. Jesus Christ. That's, wow. I didn't know if the service was that long. I think I need to speed up a bit more. Me dawdling around in the yard. But I do love shunting, there's no question about it. To me, what I like about shunting is, I know it may look slow and boring, but, you know, it's like a puzzle. You know, you got to put the pieces in the right place, and, you know, I like that element of, like, problem solving, if you like. And for me, I just get a great deal of fun out of it, great sense of accomplishment, especially when you do those long, like, shunting services, for example on Cajon Pass, where I think one of them's like nearly 2 hours. Like, my god. You certainly get a great deal of work out of your brain there, let me tell you, from switching and making sure you stop in the right place, being alert of the signals around you, etc, etc. Okay, Liam was at a meeting with his brother, taking part in it. Oh no, he broke his wrist and thumbs. Oh, speedy recovery for him. But on the GWR route needs updating a lot or remade completely. I don't think they'll remake it completely. No chance that's going to happen. They can't update it either, because they deliberately set it for that time period, didn't they, of construction for the electrification from London to Reading. So I think they may have lost the GWR license, because it has been an awful long time since we've had any GWR like branded content. I'm surprised. I was about to go on it then. One thing that has surprised me is that during that time period, they had GWR branded Class 387s doing the run from London Paddington to Heathrow terminal. I can't remember which number. It's 2, 3, or 5, I think. So I'm surprised they didn't do that, because it's pretty straightforward for them to do, as they've already have a Class 387. They just got to stick some new services in and stick a new coat of paint, a new livery on the 387. Okay, let's do some cement shunting. Continue shunting tasks to process the newly arrived cement train and also sort the outgoing wagons for departure. I think we'll do that. There is Grantham in the pouring rain. Not a bad shot, must admit. Jason, when was the last time you used an American locomotive? Last time we used an American locomotive? Not too long ago from what I know, Jason. Let me just have a check a minute, hang on. Last time I used a American locomotive was 6 days ago. I used the M7 or M3. That was the last time I used an American locomotive. If you have the TGV, you can drive it from St Pancras. I know. Cool, isn't it? Simon and I agreed I should slow down on routes and add more rolling stock and work on improving what they already have. Absolutely. 100% agree with you there. Banana Craft, 106 miles between London and Bristol, so it's pretty far. But it's undoubtedly possible. No question about it. Liam, did you hear that the Flying Scotsman crashed? Yeah, I think it was a little shunting incident in Inverness, wasn't it? It was it's ironic, isn't it? We're doing a shunting stream and we're talking about the Flying Scotsman crashing into its own coaches while doing some shunting procedures. But I think it was just a light accident. I think 2 people were taken to hospital for minor injuries. So I don't think it was as bad as what the media portrays it. But unfortunately, the Flying Scotsman is going to be out of action for a little while, as a safety review is now being conducted on the locomotive. I don't think it's got anything to do with the locomotive. I think it's the safety practices of the railway itself. I think it was at night time as well, so that doesn't really help. And I suppose the investigation team will factor in the weather as well. I imagine, well, the weather hasn't been great of late in the UK, so maybe weather had something to do with it, I don't know. Or maybe just a lack of communication between driver and whatever staff member was at hand to help the coupling up of the coaches. Alright, so let's head into the plant. Alright, off we go. Let's use a couple up to 5 cement tanks. Really cool that we can go into the cement plant, because before with the 365 you couldn't do that, and you didn't get these lovely looking cement tanks, which I'll show you in a minute. They do come with the 363 add-on, so there's another reason why you should pick this up for Ignored. Once we've done this service, we'll do another shunting service at Hohenlimburg, which I think is here in this area. We squashed them, says Jason, regarding bugs. Yeah, it would be nice if it was that easy. John the Painter, that is why all new DLCs only come with one loco, no variety. It was much better in the early days when some routes even came with free trains. Oh, I agree, 100%. Right, let's just hop out of the cab. Oh, we're much further away than I thought. Yeah, these are very well made, apart from the stupid lettering here. Dovetail Games. Come on, use the appropriate branding. I'm sure you've got enough money to pay for that licensing fee. Lower the coupler. There we are. Yeah, these cement tanks, they look fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. One of the best looking, I think, German rolling stock wagons. I mean, you've got the safety signage there. I think in first person you can climb up the ladder as well. And I think you can open the tanks if I'm... Yeah, you can. You can open the loading hatch. And, yeah. Makes it a bit more immersive for you. So it's stuff to do with it. It's a really, really nice looking piece of rolling stock. Okay, let's take these tanks out of the main facility here. Simon Lerzen to Sassu desperately needs another train, as does Vorarlberg. Vorarlberg, I don't know. I mean, judging by the looks of Vorarlberg, I think its timetable with additional, bits and pieces being added from other routes, I thought it looked okay, to be honest. But of course, I haven't played it, so I can't judge from that perspective. I think it came with, what was it, just a 185, wasn't it? Freight locomotive. And that was about it. So I suppose if you don't have all the other, like, add-ons that layer onto the route's timetable, like either AI or playable or just rolling stock used as, I don't know, to liven up a yard or something. And I can imagine it'll probably be a little bit on the quiet side. Not the first time we've had a route that's like that, I'm afraid. Probably won't be the last. Oh, we're going wrong way. Oops. There we are, off we go. Stick the camera there. Happy days. But yeah, Lerzen Sassu, Simon definitely needs another train. Arguably, he needs a route extension more than anything. That route is far too short for my liking. I think it's like, what, 12 miles? It felt like a bit of a nothing route to me, to be honest. Almost like just a little test track for the, to showcase the 523 multiple unit, which I really do like. I must admit, that multiple unit, I don't know, it looks very quirky to me, and I really like operating it. Unfortunately, there's not much trackage to operate it, so it's a little bit of a double whammy, that route. Route was far too short for my liking. That should do. There we are. Some couple shunter from the tankers. Liam, but what Dovetail do is leave the bugs alone, as they respect them bugs, maybe like my emails. Fair enough. That's very good. Jason, what about having the Caledonian Sleeper? That would be quite nice. Quite cool, wouldn't it, have a sleeper train in Train Sim World? Jason would like a test train on Train Sim W. Top and tail, collars, rail freight 37s or 37 DBSO. That sounds cool. One with DBS branding, that'll be actually pretty sick, to be honest. Simon ScotRail Express needs another train. Rivet responded positively to the idea of laying in Azumas, which is possible. ScotRail Express, Azumas, that's going to be interesting. Albeit they'll just be AI, won't they? Probably Edinburgh, Waverley, maybe Glasgow as well, I don't know. But they'll just use them as AI, won't they? There's a freight train going by. Yeah, ScotRail Express definitely needs another locomotive, multiple unit, I should say. I don't know what rolling stock is used on the Edinburgh to Glasgow line in the modern era, so I don't know if it's just 385s and that's it. I'm sure someone will know what other rolling stock ScotRail use on that line. It depends what time period it's on. I think Rivet said it around the present day, so it's a bit of a tricky one for me because obviously I don't know that neck of the woods at all. So I don't know what ScotRail run around up there. I think they used to run like a class. Was it 170? Something like that? I don't know if they still do, but I think the 385s were brought in to replace them. So I think the 170s or 172s are out of the question. But on the car, shunting is always fun. I wish they did more shunting stuff and more shunting around the yards as well. I agree. I would definitely love that. I should do like a shunting special. Might actually think of doing that. I was tempting of doing a like a charity live stream for like what's coming up, BBC Children in Need, but I think it's a bit of a pain to organise and set up, so I won't rule it out just yet, especially with the idea of a shunting special that's just popped into my head, so we'll see about that. I don't know, come up with a funny like a unique name for the stream, maybe, if that ever was to happen. Shunting with Pudsey? Or for Pudsey? I don't know. Does that work? Is that not right? I don't know. Does it sound wrong? I don't know. I apologise. When these things enter my head, you know, these ideas, you know. Right, let's take these tankers out of the cement plant and stick them in one of the sidings. Oh no, we don't actually. We take them all the way to Pool Yard, where another locomotive will couple to this set and take it away. Liam, I have a question. I have 6 cars I could bring to the Bangor World Series final. A limo with a broken PC on the front, an American Hearse, a Ford Granada, Jaguar 420, a taxi, or So what is the question, like which one you want to bring, or you didn't say actually what the question is? You mentioned the vehicles, but you didn't say what the question was. I presume you mean which one should I choose? If it was me, I think the Jaguar 420. Come on, you gotta love a Jaguar. I like Jaguars. Recently, actually, I've been getting into recently, not recently, I'd say over the course of the last year or so, I'm starting to like Porsche a bit more. I hated Porsche when I was younger, but now these days, well, you know, I've seen a few of their electric cars around, you know, the Taycan, or the Taycan, or the Taycan, however you say it. I used to see quite a few of them in my old job. And obviously 911s, they're quite easy to see these days. I mean, heck, a couple of, 3 or 4 doors down the road, there's a person with a Porsche 911 Carrera. Yeah, if you get a chance to get a Porsche, Liam, then use that. But on the craft, I didn't notice that all new routes are starting with one train and then added trains after. Good way of making money. Well, I mean, it's been going on for a little while, I suppose. They add one new train and stick an old one alongside it. They've been doing it for quite a while, to be fair. Birmingham Cross City Line, they added the 323. That was brand spanking new and quite good, may I add. I've slowly grown to like Birmingham Cross City Line. It's quite a fun route, actually, to be fair. ScotRail Express, that came with just one new locomotive, one new multiple unit. Northeast Corridor New York actually came with a fair bit of rolling stock, wasn't it? The ACS 64, albeit it was in a reasonable condition. The cab car made a reappearance after 3 or 4 years, so that was nice to see it back in Train Sim World. And then you had the 2 new cab car and locomotive from New Jersey Transit. So New York Trenton, from a rolling stock perspective, you know, what came with the route, I think was a fairly decent job. Because I think all you need for like additional services is the cellar, and for AI stuff, you know, like Sandpatch Grade, Horseshoe Curve, Long Island Railroad, for the AI stuff. Peak Forest, that had just one new locomotive, steam locomotive, the 4F, and that had the 2 previous locomotives from Spirit Steam, but I wasn't complaining. Any steam locomotive I'm just happy to see in a new route, regardless if they're old or new. Manchester Glossop Line had the, I think it's the exact same 323 from Birmingham Cross City, but with literally a new livery, and that's about it. I think it's the same for the newer routes of Train Sim World 4, you know, just one new locomotive or multiple unit with a familiar face alongside it. Simon Vorarlberg is much better than Leuzen, but it doesn't have any long distance services. For example, Intercity or Railjet, hopefully there are these to come. How long is Vorarlberg? Out of interest, what is it, 40 odd miles? I don't think it's as long as I think it is. I'm thinking it like 50-60 miles, but I don't think it is it? I don't think it's anywhere near 40-50 miles, actually, come to think of it. Might be even less than that. I was just thinking it might be a long route because of all the stations it's got. I mean, Vorarlberg doesn't interest me one bit, to be quite honest with you. You know, when I get the full game, yeah, I'll have a look at it and see if it changes my mind, but at this moment in time, no chance. Simon Lozen says he is the biggest disappointment because SBB trains are so great, and in reality there's so much variety. It should have been extended to Alton. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Simon, I think the odd Azuma runs to Falkirk. Oh, really? Oh, I never knew that. Oh, well, it would be nice if it ran to Falkirk. Isn't there a branch line as well that Rivet was... That's on the Edinburgh to Glasgow route. That Rivet really should have added, but they didn't. I mean, they even added the services going on that particular branch line anyway. So, you know, it would be nice if they added that branch line. Surely it can't be that hard to do. It's a bit irritating that, you know, these small little branches have been missed out on some train sim mod routes. You know, Rivet can be bothered to make the St Ives branch line, but they can't be bothered to make the Falmouth branch line on that West Cornwall route. You know, they can be bothered to make the services for a branch line on the ScotRail Express, but can't be bothered to actually model a branch line itself. And same goes for Dovetail. You know, they can't even be bloody bothered to add the Sheerness branch. It's only what, 4 or 5 miles? Crikey, a miley. I think they even added services, AI services on the Sheerness branch, like scuttling in and out of Sittingbourne. There we are. You know, they can be bothered to make a massive extension on the high speed one, but not a small tiny branch line on the Sheerness branch. But credit to Dovetail, they did add that wonderful Mysach branch on the Verker Dresden. I'll give them credit where credit's due. You know, I do try to be balanced. You know, I'm not always negatively criticising Dovetail, as much as I have been recently. You know, I do try to you know, keep it balanced with some positives as well as negatives. Not everything is a piece of crap in Train Sim World, believe me. There are some good things, I can assure you. Rise uncouple the locomotive from these beautifully modelled cement tanks, and I think our work is done. Maybe not. Nope, far from done. In fact, never mind. Ooh, locked up the wheels, but that's okay. Off we go. Right, what have we got to do? Run to the other end by the looks of it. Yep, indeed we do. The other end of Bull Yard. Let's go. Jason, how many routes are you doing tonight, and what do you have in store for us all next week? How many routes are you doing tonight? I don't... What is the time? 10 past 10. How long have we been going on for? Hour and 21 minutes. I think I might squeeze one more service in. I'm not sure, time-wise. I don't want to drag it on for too much longer. I'll see how time looks when this service is finished, and I may do another cement service or a steel service. As far as the stream for tomorrow, what do I? Yeah, yes. Don't worry, I do have a stream for tomorrow planned, and that is I'm going to do passenger service on the Rossignol, I think. So yeah. Make sure to join me tomorrow, roughly same-ish time in the UK, 8:30 PM-ish time, for like a passenger service or two on Rossignol. That'd be quite fun. Haven't done a full run on Rossignol in quite some time, so that'd be quite nice. Crazy to think we're in October now. My gosh. I haven't even changed the calendar. Is it October today? It's October, isn't it? Yeah. My brain's... I'm getting worse, my memory, I swear to God. Okay, let's couple up to 15 wagons. Cyber 170s, 158s, 156s. Presume you mean on the ScotRail Express. 158, that could be possible, couldn't it? As we already have a 158 in the game. Super Rails, where does the Ghost Conductor ride in the caboose? Oh God. Warren Crosby, hey, nice to see you, hope you're well. Right, let's go. Ooh, wheel spin. Bit of a challenge, this one. Just look if I've got any sand I could use. I've got an awful feeling it doesn't. I don't think it does. PZB, rear light, engine light, start, stop. I don't think there is sand, is there? Bugger. no need. It's moving fine now. Typical. Off we go. Coal train there going by. Simon, it's not that Vorarlberg is a long route, but it does have international trains which would be fun to see and drive. Important part of variety, otherwise it's a really nice route. Oh, right, is it? Oh, that does surprise me. Because from the initial screenshots and the first glimpses of footage in the announcement of Train Sim Mod 4, it looked a bit shabby to me, to be honest. So, yeah, made me even more uninterested in the route, I suppose. But you know, when I get the game, you know, I'll obviously take a look at it and see what it's like. Liam, I'll see if I can race a Porsche or I'll buy one. I have to buy one first. I'm sure you can buy one. With the amount of cars you collect, Liam. Crikey. Right, 3 kilometres to go until the cement plant, and once we've oh, we have to go right into the cement plant, do we? Set that's recently arrived from Hagen or wherever it's come from. Yeah, I know, Jason, don't remind me. Oh, God. We've got Halloween to get through first. Simon, a 170 pack would be a really useful bit of DLC because it could add services to about 5 different UK routes. And what 5 UK routes of those you have in mind, Simon? 5 UK routes. Old or new? I imagine modern. It's a bit of a shame that maybe Rivet didn't base the route in like 2014, the same time period as Cathcart, and we could have used the Class 314 a lot more. Have you got the ScotRail Express, Simon? Or anyone for that matter. Just checking the points are in the correct positions. These homemade biscuits are lovely. Speaking of biscuits and chocolates and things, actually, I heard on the radio earlier this week that my beloved Galaxy chocolate bars, they're being reduced in size. And by reducing in content, well, reducing in size means it's going to be more expensive. Boo! Not that the only ones doing it. What is it? Dairy Milk's been doing it. Mars Bar's been doing it. It's really annoying. I think it's due to like I don't know, production issues or shortages in various elements of production, making the chocolates. I don't know. God, now I've mentioned the Galaxy, I might have to go and get one. I'm not going to now, it's too late at night. Plus the majority of the shops are closed. I'm sure excuse me, I'm sure I've got one hiding around in a cupboard somewhere. I do like Maltesers, Jason, you're right, absolutely. I actually saw an advert today, just touching on Galaxy again, for a mint Galaxy chocolate. That immediately piqued my interest. I was like, this is an advert I'm definitely not going to skip for a change. I need to watch it. Liam put a £3,000 bid to win a Rover P5. Oh wow, that'd be cool. Which you could race or drive on the road. The auction ends in 22 hours. Very cheap for a classic and rare car. We can hardly find any more. We smashed them up pretty much. Well, if you get that, that'll be a lovely car. Because I think the Queen, if I'm not mistaken, had a Rover P5, albeit it was a slightly variation of it, of the like a particular model. It was like a coupe she had. It was like a 4-door version, but the roof was changed or something like that, if I recall. I remember watching a very short documentary on it. Probably the shortest 5-minute documentary I've ever watched on the Queen's cars. She's quite a keen driver. I mean, she even drove was it Range Rover in the grounds of, the palace grounds and all that, wherever she went. I don't think she'd drive from Buckingham Palace up to Scotland, but cause that's a hell of a long drive. Quite cool, wouldn't it, actually? Imagine that, have a royal train in Train Sim World. Now that I would like to see. It'll be probably the first DLC where I actually don't want to drive the train. Just explore the coaches. See what luxurious items are aboard that coach. Cool coaches. Ah! Break! Might have to go back a bit, I think. Yeah, I'll go back a bit, I think. No problem for me. Just a little bit too far forward. Simon Scott Rail Express, I presume, a Midland Main Line. Oh yeah. Birmingham Cross City, the Glossop Line, East Coast Main Line, London Brighton, East Coast Way, South Eastern. All C170s and 171s. Oh. You know a hell of a lot more than me, Simon. No question. I should really know that information, but yeah, I don't. It's me being honest there. Just don't. Right, what's the time now? Nearly 10:30. I think I'll finish this service up and call it a day. I don't think I'll do a steel service. But as you can tell, I think this 363 is definitely worth picking up. Do quite a lot of shunting operations at various points of the map. Check the points. Right, let's go. I mean, I've had this 363 DLC for Rose Ignored since it came out in, what, 3 years ago? Unbelievable. How fast time has gone, but yeah, it hasn't put a foot wrong for me. Really, really nice, enjoyable. If you like shunting, yeah, definitely pick this DLC up. I think it adds 15 new services. Scenarios are quite good as well. Right, we're just going to stick it in its little siding at the cement plant. Right, off the main line and into the siding. There we are. That took me 40 minutes. Mission accomplished. Awesome. I enjoyed that. That was a good stream. Nice to do something different. Some shunting with the DBBR 363 on Roots Ignored. If you enjoyed the stream, then make sure to hit the thumbs up button below. And if you are watching for the first time, be it live or on playback, then I'd really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. The next stream will be on the same route, Roots Ignored, where we'll be having a look at the full... we're going to do a full journey from one side of the route to the other. That's Finnentrop to Hagen. I think we'll do a passenger service with that one. So if you want to see me probably fail a passenger service on the Roots Ignored, then make sure to tune in on Monday the 2nd of October 2023, roughly 8:30 p.m.ish UK time. So I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching. Take care, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and as always, I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.